Right, guys, what is going on? Match reaction. Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 4. Game of the season, without a shadow of doubt. Listen, Fulham and Man City, yeah, that was 5-4 or whatever it was. I don't care. This one is by far game of the season. I mean, oh, no. Oh, I just can't believe United threw that away. We played so well, United, in that first half. We were all over Bournemouth in that first half. I mean, the fact it was 2-1 at half time, I think, flattered him. It could have been 3, could have been 4-1 at half time. And, the fact it was 2-1, it always gave Bournemouth a hope in that second half to come back. And, that's exactly what they did. But what an unbelievable game of football. If you're a neutral fan, honestly, I mean, if you're a United or Bournemouth fan, you've been put through the absolute ringer tonight. You've been put through the ringer with that tonight. Oh my days. So many ups, so many downs throughout the entire game. It was absolutely bonkers. Just bonkers. But ultimately, United have dropped 2 points, and ultimately, West Ham, Bournemouth, Everton, all winnable games, all home at Old Trafford. We've picked up 2 points from 6. 2 points from 9. We lost to Everton when they had 10 men. We drew to West Ham and we've drawn to Bournemouth. It's not good enough. We needed to win today. We needed to win tonight because I don't think we're going to beat Aston Villa on Sunday. I mean, we've just conceded 4 goals at home to Bournemouth. That gives me no confidence that we're going to beat Villa on Sunday. Gives me no confidence at all. But she's got to breathe, man. Oh, my word. It was just a crazy game. I can't even... so many ups, like I just said, so many ups, so many downs. Like, it was a roller coaster of emotions, that one tonight. Just crazy. Bournemouth, I don't think have won a game in 7 games now, so they're still struggling for form. But, I think the bigger picture, you got to look at Manchester United. I'm a United fan. I'm going to talk more about United. 2 points from 9 at home against teams you probably should beat is nowhere near good enough at all. It really, really isn't. Like, we should not have drawn that game tonight. We had 26 shots. 26 shots, I think we had. The problem is, I think we had like 4 big chances. It's not enough. I think Bournemouth had 6 big chances, and they had 14 shots, I think. So you can see where the difference was tonight. But if watching the game, it did feel like we did have a lot more big chances than only the number I just said. It really did. But clearly we didn't. But yeah, just, fair play to Bournemouth. Fair play to Bournemouth, man, because I thought we were going to win this game tonight, especially after that really good first half performance. But this is where the problem lies with Manchester United. We can never be consistent for 90 minutes. The first half was very, very good, and then, 7 minutes into the second half, you find yourself behind and losing. And, the whole stadium is shocked. The players are shocked. And, I feel like we reacted well. But then, again, we bottled it in the end. And, we'll talk about the goals in a minute. But it's just, again, it's the mentality issue with Manchester United. We threw away 2 leads tonight. Well, in fact, we actually threw away 3 leads because we were 1-0 up. And they equalised. It's not good enough. It really isn't good enough. And, I said at the start of the watch-along, I was worried about the defence, about the inexperience of Aiden Heaven and Lenny Yoro. I was worried about that. And ultimately, it has proven to be the case. I'm not blaming Lenny Yoro. I'm not blaming Aiden Heaven for all of the goals. For some of them, yes. And we'll talk about them in a minute. But I was worried when them 2 were starting, and ultimately, my worry is valid. But let's talk about the goals, because there is 8. Yeah, you heard me right. 8 goals to talk about. So, Manchester United, electric start all over Bournemouth in the opening 20 minutes. And it's Ahmad who gets the opening goal in the 13th minute. Gets out wide to Delo. Delo cuts inside, gets in the cross, and Petrovic just flaps at it. Gets nothing on it. Cunha, I don't even know if Cunha gets anything on it. I don't think he does. It comes all the way through to Ahmad, who just heads it into an empty net. Ahmad just about kept himself onside from the defender. And yeah, United take a thoroughly deserved 1-0 lead. You know, we were brilliant in that opening 25, 30 minutes. But, you know, then we started, you know, Bournemouth were always going to, you know, get into the game. And they did get into the game. And they found themselves an equaliser in the 40th minute. Antoine Semenyo with the equaliser. And this is the point where about the inexperienced defending comes up. Luke Shaw is at fault here. He does lose the ball. Luke Shaw in a really bad position. Bournemouth win it back, forced to Semenyo, and then Semenyo just runs into the box. He just runs into the box. Nobody is engaging with him. Aiden Heaven, you know, I don't want it to sound like I'm just digging out Aiden Heaven here, but he has to go and engage Antoine Semenyo. He has to. I'm sorry, he's got to. Doesn't allow Semenyo to take the shot, post and in. No chance for Lamens. You know, you can even see Mason Mount on the replay telling Aiden Heaven to come and engage Semenyo. And he just doesn't do it, Aiden Heaven. I don't know why. But, yeah, poor there from the young centre-back. And then on the stroke of half-time, Casemiro gives Manchester United the lead again. And I literally said in the watch-along, I had a sneaky suspicion we were going to score from a corner. And we did exactly that. Really good cross by Bruno, I think, to the back post. And Casemiro heads it in again. Again, Petrovic, poor goalkeeping. I mean, there's not much power on this header from Casemiro. Maybe because Casemiro heads it into the ground, it maybe like puts Petrovic off a little bit. I'm not sure, but he really should save it, the goalkeeper. And he doesn't. But yeah, Manchester United go 2-1 up at half-time, and you're thinking, the half-time record, you know, United have never lost a Premier League game at Old Trafford when, you know, leading at half-time, you know. And I actually did think that, you know, if we would have went 3-1 up, I think it was game over. You know, I actually didn't think Bournemouth were going to do what they did, to be honest. And yeah, within 40 seconds of the restart, you know, a little bit like Sunderland Newcastle yesterday, Sunderland scoring very early into the second half happened again here at Old Trafford. Bournemouth make it 2-2. Evan Nilsson, 40 seconds in, gets slipped through. Aiden Heaven and Lenny Yoro so far wide apart. Evan Nilsson's just in between them, gets slipped through by, I think it's Tavernier. And it's a really good finish by Evan Nilsson. Bottom corner again. Again, no chance for Lamens. But again, just shocking defending from United. 2-2, and I was worried at that point. You know, again, starting the second half, absolutely just shocking. Shockingly again. And then, you know, 6 minutes later, it was 3-2 to Bournemouth. I mean, stunning. I was stunned. Tavernier from a free kick. United lose it. Bruno, heavy control. Bournemouth on the attack, running forward. Again, the centre-backs not engaging the player running at them. So Casemiro's got to take the foul. Gives a free kick away in a really dangerous position. Tavernier scores from the free kick. Lamens probably should do a little bit better. I mean, it is on the goalkeeper's side, but it is hit really clean and it's gone in so quick. I don't think he has time to react. You know, the ball goes in between Bruno and Cunha as well. You know, if they were together, it's not a goal, but they weren't. And Bournemouth, 7 minutes after the restart, 3-2 up, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm worried here. Bournemouth's tail's going to be up. I was thinking there's more chance of Bournemouth making it 4-2 than us making it 3-3, and the half-time record is in trouble. You know, I don't care about the half-time record. I actually do not care. Like, it's going to go eventually. And I actually thought it was going to go in this game, to be honest, but it didn't. But then Bruno Fernandes, what a goal. What a goal by Bruno. Another free kick. Very, very similar position to the Tavernier free kick. It was given handball against Adam Smith. And Bruno, again, keeper's side, but this time Bruno doesn't go bottom corner. He goes top right corner. Brilliant free kick from Bruno. And it's 3-3. And I started to believe at this point. I was like, yeah, right, here we go. Old Trafford crowd, going to give us the momentum to go and win this game. And then 2 minutes later, the game was flipped on his head. 4-3 to Manchester United. Matheus Cunha with the goal. Sesko's involved. Got brought on, Sesko as a substitution. He's down the left channel, looking for Ahmad at the back post. The cross is blocked really well by the defender. However, it just forced to Matheus Cunha. Takes a touch, puts it past Petrovic. Old Trafford is bouncing. United have turned it around. 4-3 they lead. And you're thinking, right, United, you've thrown 2 leads away already. You're not going to do it again, are you? Oh, no, we do. Oh, no, we do. Krupi, 5 minutes later, makes it 4-4 for Bournemouth. Bit lucky. They get it outside to the left side. Ahmad tracks back well, to be honest. He does track back well here, Ahmad. However, the pass does deflect off Ahmad into the path of Krupi. And it's a good finish by Krupi. Again, Lamens can't save it. Like, you just can't save it, Lamens. And it's 4-4. And then really, from that point forward, it was all Bournemouth. Bournemouth had 2 huge chances to win it right at the death. The biggest one probably with Brooks, with a header from a cross that came in. Brilliant foot save by Lamens. Reaction save. And then they had another one right at the death in like the 100th minute, I think it was actually. I'm not sure who takes the shot, but again, good save by Lamens, and Krupi nearly follows it in, but he doesn't get to it. And, you know, United really survived at the end there, to be honest, because we got battered, really, in that extra time period. We could not get the ball at all. But what a game of football. Unbelievable game if you're a neutral. But ultimately, as a United fan sitting here, it's disappointing. It's 2 points dropped again at home. I don't know what is going on with our home form, but it really needs sorting out. You know, I think our next home game is Newcastle on Boxing Day. You know, if we can't beat West Ham, Bournemouth, Everton with 10 men at home, how are we going to beat Newcastle? Because Newcastle are probably better than all 3 of them teams. But yeah, just it's one of them. What a game, though. Game of the season. No doubt. But guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on what was one of the craziest matches, not just of the Premier League season, but of all the football seasons. Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll catch you later.